Oh hey, how's it going? Let's check out some arcades I saw this weekend in Columbia. The first arcade we went to was the Transmission Arcade in Columbia, South Carolina. Now, this was a bar and arcade, so we did get some food while we were there. My girlfriend had the Falcon Punch and the pork banh mi wrap. I had the smoked wings with the Abacus Gold sauce. I also got some fries. The food we had was really good. And then after we ate, we played some games. I want to start off just by showing the games that they had in the arcade as I do this walk around. Now, they had some things that were really interesting, like the boomerang, which was the most interesting air hockey table I've ever seen. I've never seen one before, and we did play on it, so I do have some gameplay footage of that, so you'll see that a little bit later. They also had a Killer Queen setup, which is two large 5-player arcade cabinets that work against each other, so 5 people on each team, so it's a 10-player game. Nobody was playing it while we were there, but maybe it gets more lively at night and a lot of people play that. I'm not sure. We were there in the afternoon. Another game I did not get any footage of was the off-road cabinet they had, and we did play that at the end before we left, and we had a lot of fun with off-road. And I haven't played that in a very long time, so I was really glad that they had that cabinet. Every good arcade should have a skee ball machine. Now, there weren't any kind of tickets or anything to redeem with this game, so this was purely for fun. I know usually at most arcades, skee ball is set up as a ticket machine, but in this case it was not. Also, both of the skee balls were not working, only the right one was working. We were going to both try to play, but in this video, she's just playing instead. As I mentioned earlier, the boomerang was a very unique air hockey table, and we played it. We had a lot of fun. We ended up getting tied up at 6 points towards the end, and then she ultimately won 7-6 at the end of the game. But it's just very interesting how you hit the puck around the table and play standing side by side instead of across from each other like you usually would. This arcade had a lot of really great pinball machines set up. Now, the Godzilla I have seen before, but I don't believe that I have played it. My girlfriend is a huge Godzilla fan, so she did play this table, so I just was recording footage of her right here. The play field looks great, and this looks like a whole lot of fun. Next time I get a chance, I do plan to play this table myself. That's really cool. Now, one of the pinball machines they had that I have played before was the Star Wars, and I definitely had to play it while I was there. I love Star Wars; it's one of my favorite movies, and so I definitely got on that table to play. Had a lot of fun, even though I didn't do very good. Uh, but it's definitely a pinball that I would love to get a chance to play a lot. Maybe even one that one day I'd like to own myself. But again, Star Wars, a lot of fun. I highly recommend playing it if you get a chance. Dig Dug is a classic arcade. If you've seen some of my videos, you know I've played Dig Dug and done some footage on the arcade lineup before. I love Dig Dug. I always have a lot of fun with it. I'm really surprised my girlfriend didn't play it at all while we were here. She usually always will play Dig Dug. It's probably her favorite arcade game. In fact, everything I know about how to score higher on Dig Dug, I actually learned from her. But in this video footage, I'm just playing some Dig Dug, and I'll cut it down a little bit. In the future, I might save some of these longer plays that I do and load them separately so you can watch the entire playthrough of certain games that I do if you would like, because I know that I'm going to cut this Dig Dug down, and then the Miss Pac-Man footage you're going to see later, I definitely have to cut down because it's 7 minutes long. But maybe in the future, ones that I play at the arcade that I play longer like that, I'll actually upload as their own featured video. Way too close to the sun. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is always a good time. Now, my normal team consists of Cyclops, Cable, and Marrow. Sometimes I do Cyclops, Cable, and Psylocke, but I was mixing it up here, and you're going to see a little bit of my gameplay here from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Firefly Toys and Games is a fantastic store in Columbia, and I highly recommend if you're ever in Columbia, South Carolina, that you stop by. They have all kinds of great stuff there. They have a ton of tables for gaming. They have a lot of miniatures and board games all throughout the store. And they also have an arcade inside their store. We've been before, so we were already familiar with the arcade they had, and that's one of the reasons we went was to check out their arcade. We also walked around, looked at all the D&D minis and stuff like that as well. One thing I didn't capture on my camera here when I was videoing the pinball tables is that they do have a camera on each pinball table that looks down at the play field, and they have a screen above each one of the cabinets. So anybody else in the arcade, if they want to watch while somebody's playing one of the pinball tables, they can watch on the screen. I think it's really cool. And every single one of the tables had one of these screens. I don't know if all of them were working, but some of them were working, and it's a really cool idea. One of the pinball tables they have here that I absolutely love is the Dungeons and Dragons table, and I'm glad that they have it there. I'm sure they're never going to get rid of it because they specialize in all kinds of Dungeons and Dragons minis and D&D game stuff. But it's a really fun cabinet. I do really terrible on the machine here, but it's another great one. I would love to own this machine myself. As I mentioned earlier, I did play Miss Pac Man. I didn't play it at the Transmission Arcade, but I did play it on this Class of 81 Miss Pac Man Galaga cabinet that they had here at Firefly. Now, this was the fast version of Miss Pac Man. I actually intended to play Galaga, but I hit start on the Miss Pac Man side, so that's what I ended up playing, which was fine. I do enjoy Miss Pac Man. I did play Galaga later, but I didn't get any footage of that. I am going to cut this down, probably just show the first board I played in the last one, but hope you enjoy the footage. And because they had a 6-player X-Men cabinet, we had to play on that. I always have to play these when I see them. This is one of my all-time favorite arcade games, and it's always a blast. I was playing as Storm, and my girlfriend was playing as Colossus. You can see that their cabinet has a little bit of an overlap with the two screens. I'm not sure what's causing that issue, but it was not too big of an issue. It didn't hurt the gameplay at all. We had a good time. Another game we played that was 4 players that we had a lot of fun with was Gauntlet Dark Legacy, and I really hope Arcade One Up is going to bring that eventually to the home market. That is also a great cabinet. There was one other arcade we meant to visit while we were there, but we just didn't have time to go. It's a pinball arcade that's in Columbia, and we'll check it out next time we're up there. But thank you again so much for watching today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.